With Snowhead Temple now done, we need to go get our powder keg from the Goron village. Now we need to keep a close eye on our in-game time here, as we're still kind of racing the clock to get to the ranch before nighttime. Ideally, you would finish Snowhead before 3 o'clock. If it's farther than 3 o'clock, you're going to be a little bit tight, but as long as it's before 3 o'clock, then you should be perfectly fine. We need to head this away to this side of Goron village, where this place over here used to be frozen before. Now, I want to mention something about climbing ledges. So, if you just push across the ledge like this, Link takes a second and then stops and then jumps up. What you can do, there's two things you can do here. Number one, you can press the A button to make him climb a little faster. Or number two, you can do a side hop from the right position. Come on. Like that. The snow kind of makes it a little difficult too, because Link will actually fall into the snow, so you have to like run up there and then side hop, just like that. But you do have to be careful about the camera, so honestly I recommend just going up to the top and going up to the wall and pressing the A button. That way the camera doesn't go all weird on you. Climb this ledge, and then go back here to this guy and talk to him, and he will drop a powder keg on you. Now this isn't the real powder keg. What he wants you to do is we have to take this one and go open the Goron racetrack that we passed by earlier on the way here. So grab our keg, and then we have to throw it up these slopes here. 1, 2, 3. And then line up a back walk here. Since we can't roll, back walking here is going to be our fastest form of movement. Line up a few back walks up here. And one right here. And then one right here. And this should lead us right to the entrance. Like so. Alright. Now, line up another one to go across these bridges. And then this bridge. Okay, I want to pause here for just a second and mention something. There's something that's called bridge pixel on this particular bridge. It's a specific pixel on this bridge where if you walk across it, Link will kind of stutter and he'll end up dropping the powder keg. And usually when that happens, the Wolfos that's right there will come up from behind and hit it and blow it up. And then you'll have to go all the way back to the Goron again and get another powder keg and bring it all the way back. So there's two ways to avoid this bridge pixel here. Number one, you can throw the keg over the side of the bridge like this. You get out of here. That's number one way. Or number two way, what you can do is kind of brush up against this left pillar here as you go across to have it kind of push you onto the bridge. And that will avoid it as well. If you just walk across it like normal, then it's very likely you'll end up getting bridge pixeled and drop the keg. So I do recommend doing one of those two things. We'll get this up here, and then here's where you want to pay attention to your in-game time. So Goron Race, when you're inverted, takes about 30 to 45 minutes worth of in-game time. So if it's past about 4:30 or so at this point, you do not want to do Goron Race here. But if it's earlier than that, then take off Garo Mask, put the keg here, and then you can shoot it with an arrow here, and it will instantly blow it up. Now, if you're late on in-game time, and you don't have enough time to do Goron Race here, say it's 4:30, and you don't have enough time for it, then you want to blow up the keg, and then just fall here into the water as Goron, like so. And this will put you back here, and then you just go get the powder keg after that. But since we have time, I'm going to show Goron Race. Now, you might be wondering why we need to do Goron Race. The answer is for the bottle. This will be the second of 3 bottles we get in this run, and having 3 bottles will dramatically speed up the egg collection required to access the next dungeon. Goron Race has a reputation for being RNG, referring to the random way the Gorons move. There is certainly an element of randomness. However, in most cases it is possible to account for that and win as long as you play well. Winning this race consistently comes down to being comfortable with Goron movement, knowing when you can hit the other Gorons and when to dodge them. Here's a few rules of thumb to follow. Number 1, don't get hit without spikes. If you get hit without spikes, you'll get knocked over and you'll lose all of your speed. Number 2, don't get hit while you're on a slope. Most of the time this happens, you'll lose your spikes. There's a couple particular trouble spots this can happen, and I'll make note of them during the race. And number 3, listen for the other Gorons behind you. This is especially important near the end of the race due to their rubber banding AI. What this means is, Gorons that are behind you will go faster, Gorons in front of you will go slower. If you're nearing the end of the race, you'll want to listen closely for any Gorons coming up behind you, so you can hit them and prevent them from sniping you at the last second. To start the race, go up here, you can target the Goron baby from over here, and then the first option is just begin the race. You'll get a full magic refill too, so you don't have to worry about charging up your magic before now. Now when the race starts, you can actually charge up a full spike roll if you go left, and then curl down and around like so. This will give you a nice head start against the other Gorons, but they will catch up quickly, so don't get too comfortable. A lot of this race boils down to making sure you don't run out of magic as well. There's plenty of magic pots scattered around the entire racetrack here, and you want to make sure that you don't get caught running out of magic, especially in a section coming up ahead. Also, don't hit those bombs. Not a very good idea. Also, there we go. See, there's 2 situations where I got hit, like on a slope, and then hit without spikes and got knocked over. It can also happen when you get hit in the air in certain situations, but it's much more common to lose spikes when you get hit on a slope. So right here, this big slope right here is a very common spot for people to lose spikes. When you're on this slope right here, you want to avoid getting hit as much as humanly possible. Like, do not get hit here, because if you get hit, you will, like, 99% of the time lose your spikes. So just be very, very careful when you're on this slope. Try to avoid the ramps, too, because the ramps are actually a little bit slower than just dodging around them like I just did there. But, just try to stay off the ramps and don't get hit there. When you're rounding this corner, it all is the spot where you really need to pay attention to the sounds of the Goron. So right there, I've got this guy coming up here on my right. Hit him over, bam. It's very, very important to pay attention as soon as you round that last corner. And there's our gold dust. I'll do one more race, just for demonstration purposes. Just pretend that I lost that first one and we're trying again. Again, you can charge up a full spike roll back here. And off we go. What I like to do for this race is play a little bit defensively in this first half. So like, try not to hit them right here. And instead, kind of go for the pots that they don't go for. So like, these first 2 you can grab them, and then this guy I like to go way out of my way over here, since like only one of them really goes over there, and it's pretty rare for them to go over there that way too. But especially in these trees right here can be kind of annoying, because they can hit you and then you bonk the tree and you lose your spikes and you're gonna have a bad time. So, and then right here again, you really do not want to get hit here, because that will most of the time make you lose your spikes. But right there at the very end, I got lucky. But any earlier, you most likely will lose your spikes if you get hit there. Knock that guy away. And there's 2 guys here on my tail. Rounding this last corner. And try to cut that corner as close as you can. And boom! One again. If the screen fades to white here, at the end of it, you know that you won. If it fades to black, then you lost. If you lose, you'll just need to try again. It's about 1.5 minute time loss, but you definitely do want that second bottle. After leaving Goron Race, we need to go get the true powder keg from the Goron Village. So let's just make our way back over here. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Go to the left. And again, climbing this ledge, you can either press the A button here to climb a little faster, or you can do a side hop there. I missed it, of course. Come on, do better. There we go. Now, if you do the side hop, one thing I do recommend is keep the target button held, because if you do that and let go of target, the camera is going to turn, and your controls are going to be like flipped around, so it's going to be really awkward. So if you do the side hop method, keep target held down so you force the camera to stay in the same position. Come down here, talk to this guy, and we get our true powder keg. Yay! And now we need to soar back to the town. So play the Song of Soaring and go back to the first owl that we hit at the very beginning of the run, which is the one at Clocktown. Quickest way to the Ranch from the Clocktown Owl is through the south exit. Let's head that way. Milk Road is over this way. You can stop through these bushes, get a few more drops if you'd like. Especially if you're running low on magic, I do recommend doing that. Then we want to hit the Milk Road Owl, take off Goron, smack. There's also a magic drop and arrows right here if you need either one of those. Then put on our Garo Mask and pull out our newly gotten powder keg. Take it out, set it down, and just like with the last time, pull the bow out and shoot it. That will instantly blow it up. And then we can enter the ranch. Once inside the ranch, you want to just make a beeline for Romani, so we can learn our Epona song. Once you get close enough, there will be a little cutscene that triggers here. This cutscene is actually a little bit longer in the English version, but here in Japanese, it's pretty short. On English, Link would actually run up to Epona, but here he does not. Then you want to make sure to take off your Goron mask here. If you talk to her as Goron, then she's going to just be like, "Oh, you're cute," but she's not going to actually do anything. Talk to her as human. She's going to ask you what your name is. You can either tell your name, or you can say, I won't say my name. Either way, it doesn't really matter. It's same amount of text boxes either way. Just do whatever you want. And then she's going to tell us about the aliens that are going to abduct the cows. Oh no. And then she wants to train us to fight off those aliens, and we say yes. Because we are a boy. And that's what boys do. So, Epona Archery. This is a minigame that takes a lot of practice to get good at. I'm still really bad. But there's two main ways to do this minigame. Number one is you can ride around the ranch like this and shoot all the balloons. So this is the method that I prefer to do. It kind of takes some focus here. Apologies if I'm not talking a whole lot during this section. Oh, that one. Okay, that was okay. that got really weird at the end with that one balloon though. But under 30 is respectable. So let me learn the song real quick, and then I'll show you the other way you can do this minigame. Make sure you select the top option here. If you press the bottom one, she's going to keep repeating herself over and over. Just press the top option. I believe if you talk to her again, yep, we can do this minigame again. I'll show you the second option. The second option is what you can do. Go over to this fence and stop here in the corner of this fence, and then from this fence, you can shoot them all. This is very annoying to do, and I don't recommend this strat, but I did want to make note that it is a possible strat to do. Did I get that other one? Can't see. No, I did not. Come on. Shoot that guy. I'm really bad at this particular method, which is why I don't do it. Okay, and then after that, we turn, shoot, shoot, shoot. I missed. Shoot. And then 1, 2. Okay. those are the two main methods you can use to complete that minigame. Practice whichever one you prefer, and just try to get as good at it as you can. Try to shoot for at least under 30 seconds. That's under 30 seconds is pretty respectable for that minigame. Higher level times can be more like 24, 25 seconds. But just keep practicing. That minigame will especially test your aiming. Just practice that a lot, and that should give you a good crash course in aiming for other purposes later on in this run. So after getting Epona's song, we want to just ride out of the ranch and come down here to Goron Track. Goron Track is where we're going to get our Garo Mask. Now, note that these Gorman brothers are not here during the night. They are only here during the day. So right after getting Epona's song, you want to come down here and talk to them and race them to get the Garo Mask while it is still daytime. If it turns nighttime after Epona's song, then you're not going to be able to get this, and you're going to have to get this later during day 2, which is going to mess up the route. I do want to make a note that if you are running low on time at the end of Epona's song, so say you get Epona's song and it's like 5:45 when it's cutting it really close to getting down here before nighttime, what you can do is right after getting Epona's song, instead of riding Epona, you can play the Song of Soaring and soar to here to this owl, and then just walk into the Gorman Track and play the Epona's song. You don't have to get on Epona to race the Gorman brothers here. As long as Epona is on the map, they will race you. But make sure you have 10 rupees too. It does take 10 rupees to race. But as long as Epona is on this map, it is daytime, and you have 10 rupees, you can race these guys for the Garo Mask. Garo Mask race is pretty simple. You can turn to the right a little bit here at the very start of the minigame. A lot of this minigame is just managing your carrots properly for horse movement. You don't want to use all of your carrots. So you want to stay at top speed as much as possible, but don't use all of your carrots. Leave at least one. So you notice there I'm leaving one, but once others start popping up, I'll use some more. And there's some fences coming around here. You want to make sure to use a carrot before the fence so that Epona will jump over like this. And then avoid these little dirt patches there, because that's going to slow you down. And then coming up ahead, there's this last bit of fences. So if you carrot here, and then carrot right there, opponent will jump over that last one, no problem. And then you can use all of your carrots here at the very end. If you use all of your carrots before that point, opponent's going to slow down, and all of your carrots are going to come back at once instead of slowly coming back, and it's going to slow you down a lot. After grabbing our Goron Mask, our Garo Mask, get back on Epona and head back out to Termina Field. Our next destination is going to Great Bay. Going to grab the Zora Mask and the Hook Shot while we're out there. Both of which are going to be very, very important items. Take Epona and go over here again. Don't use up all your carrots. You don't want to be stuck without a carrot to jump over here and have to wait. You can use your last one here as you're going into the Great Bay loading zone.